A man is dead and 2 officers are injured after a shootout and chase through Warren County. And good afternoon, I'm Annie Scholz. It all started early this morning in the town of Warrensburg after Patrick Penders allegedly opened fire at the home of a woman he knew. He then led police on a chase into Lake George. After stopping his car, Penders and police exchanged fire. 1 officer was grazed and another was injured while Penders died in the shootout. Now, police held a press conference just a short time ago. News 10's Amy Cutler was at that meeting and has more on what happened. Amy.
Annie, the Warren County Sheriff's Office is now explaining what led up to that police chase and subsequent shootout. They say the suspect, Patrick Penders, shot at an acquaintance in Warrensburg before the chase with police. Police say they caught up with Penders close to that acquaintance's home. They tried to stop Penders, but he wouldn't pull over. Once Penders' car came to a stop, that's when they say he began to shoot at police. At this point, state police and the sheriff's department were both involved. During the shootout, Penders was killed. 2 officers struck. Here's what the sheriff had to say.
He wanted to talk with her. She didn't want to talk with him. He shot multiple times at the door. They called 911 immediately. Our officers were at the residence within a matter of minutes. We used stop sticks, disabled the tires on the vehicle. The vehicle continued to drive on the rims and finally couldn't drive any further, pulled over.
So it's a very family-oriented area, and, you know, these things hardly ever happen. Never happens, actually.
Now, we also know the identity of one of the officers who was shot and taken to Glens Falls Hospital. The sheriff's office is identifying him as Ralph Bartlett. He's been with the department for a number of years now. He is expected to be just fine. We're live in the Warren County Sheriff's Office. Amy Cutler, News 10.
All right, Amy, thank you. And this morning was not Penders' first run-in with the law. Penders served time in prison more than 15 years ago in Washington County. We continue our team coverage this noon with Demetra Ganias. She's in the newsroom now with more on Penders' previous arrest. Demetra.
Well, in fact, Annie, Penders had a lengthy rap sheet. Back in 1993, he was involved in an armed standoff with police. Take a look. News 10 has file video from that incident in Washington County. Penders, who was 43 back then, had fired several shots from inside that Fort Ann home there where he was barricaded inside. Today, state police referred back to that day when nearby residents had to be evacuated, and police spent hours convincing him to come out.
And he was eventually persuaded to surrender at that time by our hostage negotiation unit. He was subsequently charged with numerous crimes and pled out to a reckless endangerment in the first degree.
Well, Penders served nearly 4 years in prison for that incident. Also, in 1977, Penders was arrested in Warren County, that for grand larceny and robbery. So clearly, Penders had a history of breaking the law, one that ended tragically today. Of course, we'll continue to follow developments throughout the day and bring them to you on later editions of News 10, also on our website, WTEN.com.